Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible too. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Perfect.
So, how's the week going?
Beautiful. I started my day with Seikastu also. So I got about nurturing my inner space with my relationships.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So, for me today, the pathways was the significance, and pathways is exactly about the topic that we are going to be facilitating today. That is happiness,
Yes.
and it has been a beautiful beginning already for this week.
Yes. The whole happiness part, I was just reading the chapter and, reflecting on my own life when I read that Seikastu the first time. And when I reflected on my life, I realized a lot of times where I thought I was happy, right? There was this inner sense of emptiness. Waking up and going to work. Yes, I'm earning the money. I'm coming home. I can, pay for this. I can buy this. I can buy this a beautiful bag that I've seen, a beautiful pair of shoes, or a book. But then there was still this sense of emptiness within. Looking for something else, something more. It's like whatever you earn is never enough because there is no inner happiness. So maybe you would like to share what do the Zen masters have to say about
Okay. So, Zen masters completely helps in nurturing our inner self and also helping us to build our inner happiness, like what you also explored in your inner space. For many out there, till we really figure out what makes us happy, what is happiness, how do we set it as a preset, formula within our consciousness. We may all go into the sense thinking that we may be happy, but yet we may not be fully be happy. And here Zen Masters leads us to exactly connect to that understanding. Through this video and this live session, Satya, I would also like to give this understanding to the audience that today through this session, they are going to receive four important tips or guidances as to what can be done to bring a shift in their happiness equation in their energy space. So most of us, as we are realized, man is on a chaos, man is in a race, man is in a deep web of competitions which are fully man-made. And in this zone, if one has to find the happiness, first of all they have to set the goal, to set a goal to find happiness, that I have to be happy. So
yes,
that is the first step, because I understand that what man focuses on everything else. I need a branded shoes, I need a big house, I need a big car, I need to have this x amount of savings in my account, I need to have this kind of luxurious lifestyle, and the list is endless. But then, after having accomplished all of that, because they have set it as a goal, there comes a phase, there comes a stage in their life when they go through the reflections of their own journey. And when they reflect, they begin to realize, I might have experienced and accomplished all of that worldwide and earthly related aspects. But where did I find my happiness? Where did I find myself relishing this? And it's also highly possible that man, when they accomplish these states of what is the goals, they feel happy. But those happiness are temporary, it doesn't remain with them forever. And then yet again they are on a search, on a quest to again refine as to what. And then the list can get completed, yet they may figure out that I am not happy. So whether you accomplish all of those goals, or after resetting your understanding that I want to be happy as a goal, then you go about accomplishing those goals, you will always find the default energy of being happy established within your mindset. So here, this is the first step that the Zen masters have led us to understand. When our focus is aligned with this goal, man would find ways to experience happiness. And this is the first and the most important aspect, that if we derive and choose to be happy, we have to set this default mechanism.
May I add something here, Dr. Pam? Just as you were talking, I remember one thing my mother said. This was during the outbreak of SARS because she's a nurse. So I was asking her, Mommy, can you explain to me medically why is this happening? So she said, scientifically, there's a lot of reasons. But if you look at it, man is in this race. He's always rushing, he's always running, he's always trying to make the next dollar. So she said, it is time for every man and woman to take some time and go within and find that happiness within.
Wow.
And she taught me this in 2003, if I remember, as you were talking. So she says, until you're not happy from within, even your health suffers. She said, a lot of these diseases are caused from a state of unhappiness within. And as I was reading Seikastu, all this just comes up like, yes, this is why there's so much discord because internally we are not happy.
True.
So too, our bodies will not be happy, and therefore, diseases will come up.
So, Satya, this is so, so beautiful that what your mom said, and this is absolutely in light. It's like a guidance that is really revealed from the lights alone. That when we do not find happiness, when we do not find time to bring happiness within a space, our health may suffer, our life may suffer, and we simply stop to enjoy the many gifts that the life has to give to us. So beautiful, dear. So, yeah, thank you, dear. And going forward from this, the second key tip that masters, the Zen masters, have uniquely led us to, one is setting the goal, the second is invest in happiness.
Mm,
So, this is something alongside to what you have also mentioned right now. It is covering everything. Like, it is like the chapters are coming alive as we are narrating on this topic. So, how do you invest in happiness? When we say, like, as coaches and as healing practitioners and as teachers, uh, they they come up and ask, Doc, how do you find happiness? Where do we find happiness? What do you do within all these schedules of your time? That how do you find happiness? So when I say, like, you need to invest in happiness, so the first question that comes out is, how do you invest in happiness? Is happiness a commodity that you can go out to the shop or go to a mall and pick it up? Or do you mean that when we go out shopping, the time spent is what we are invested in purchasing the happiness? The world has, like, created it in a web of their own configuration, which is not in the realistic sense. And here is where, you know I would say, like, of course, no, you cannot buy happiness. You go to any shop, you go to any mall, you get the best what you wanted, you dreamt of having, yet you may get temporary happiness, but yet that is not happiness.
mm,
But you need to invest. Investing and buying are two different things.
yes.
So, would you like to add something onto this before I can add on to the point? And welcome everyone. We have some members, family joining on Seikastu Monday Live. Thank you for joining us today.
So, Dr. Pamela, you were talking about the difference between investment and buying. When you buy something, it has depreciating value, but when you invest in something, it has appreciating value. So when you invest in happiness, the happiness continues to grow. It is what we all look for in life, that happiness has to grow rather than remaining stagnant or not even in existence or being at a very superficial level. So from my own understanding, whatever I've read and understood through in the lights is just this. If internally, if the roots are not happy, it's almost like growing a plant. If the roots are weak, then the plant dies. So that happiness is that root that will keep us growing, keep us healthy, and generally happy. So man has to look within to find out what that happiness is, rather than looking for it outside or depending on other people to be happy. You can be completely happy being on your own.
So apt, Satya. We have to tune within, and that's what also the Zen masters guidance on this. When they say that your second tip and your plan is to find the happiness, you need to invest in happiness. And investing here is investing time with yourself. Simply by investing in your time, doing things that makes you happier is the way to create happiness. So it also automatically shows that it is by creating that makes us joyous or happier, by giving our own time, that self time, that me time, that we can create happiness. So simple things like we can just have few, it is endless. But yet simple things like writing, simple things like cycling, going for a walk, morning or evening. And when you are in the morning or in the evening walk, admiring the nature, if there are kids playing out there, just and help, receiving the joy that they are having happy faces and deriving the inner joy is also something that we can create happiness. It is also like planting a seed for the universe without any big purpose, without any agendas running, without any narratives running behind it. But yet, I want to go plant a seed for contributing to the universe. So, anything that where you can invest your personal time, not as a task, but as a self activity where you are giving your quality time for yourself. And this is one of the way that you can also begin to find your inner happiness. And relating to that, when you get back, whether you went to the nature or whether you completed a writing plan, and how are you feeling, you automatically begin to feel that you are happier because this is something which was your core. And when you invest in your core, you are re-strengthening the root, like how you said. When the tree has to grow, when the plant has to bloom, when the flower has to spread its fragrance, it needs strong roots. And while for the plant, for the tree, we can see it in our eyes, with our eyes. But here, our roots, we need to strengthen it or become aware about it with our inner mind.
Mm.
And that's where, when we are doing the strengthening of our roots by doing the stars that are important or valuable for us, we shine out or we radiate that happiness outside. Any simple task that we may be doing ahead out in the earth reality, even that radiates our important strength and our essence. This is how we go within, strengthen ourselves by doing the task, by investing within ourselves, and find the happiness. The second and the most important tool, guided by the Zen masters.
Dr. Pam, just as you were talking, again, reading and listening to you, the other thing that just came to me was yes, we invest in our happiness, but at the same time, the activities that you mentioned are the activities that keep us grounded, whether it's walking in nature, whether it's writing. So that happiness also comes from that grounding. Unless and otherwise we are grounded within ourselves, we cannot invest in happiness because if we are not grounded, we are always anxious, we are always looking for the next quick fix or something else to do. We are not grounded in any activity, even if it's for 10 minutes. Then, finding and investing in that happiness within becomes very, very difficult.
So true. One of the key insights that the Zen masters have also guided on to finding the happiness and the grounding within is by taking detox, technology detox, work detox, and just doing things that is investing time for yourself. Or simply, if you're overrun, if you're overworked, just go ahead, grab a sleep, good sleep that can go ahead to help you with your grounding. Ideas becomes more profound and more stronger when we have rested well. We have also practiced the art of letting go of the need to be attached and addicted or fully dependent on the technology. And this is very profound that we are just so relating about how Seikastu can change our life. For everyone, I would like to say that Seikastu, which was launched in this year, has been touching hearts, activating many lives, simply with essence what the Zen masters are leading humanity to. I would say that this guidance that is revealed through the book Seikastu, the quintessence of enlightenment, is simply a guide to lead humanity to find their own unique Zen energy. And when we say that we are a Zen being, we are emitting and radiating continuously lights out to the universe instead of we are taking the lights and depleting the energy of this universe or that of our environment. So it's just very beautiful that every week, as per the Zen Master's guidance, we are able to keep coming back for Sikas to Mondays and bringing about a shift in the beginning of the week itself for every being who are on a chaos race, running in the life and wanting to find the happiness or wanting to find the contentment or wanting to find solutions to their ongoing aspects of life, and they do not know how to go about it. One is you can get your book and go about reading it. Second is also following us onto this live sessions till you decide to go also have your own book, because it works deep at your mind levels, because these are high guidances from the Zen masters who have left a mark in this universe. Thank you. So
Dr. Pam, I'm so sorry, but I would like to add on to this, like how you said, going through that book, it works at deeper levels of your mind. So I did the editing, so that was one round of reading, right? So that brought a shift, an immediate shift. Then I have, when I got the physical copy, I read, this is probably the fifth time I'm going through the book. It's almost like a daily practice just to, I will just pull out a card, which Seikastu also has a set of cards, the deck of cards here, and I pull out the card and then I'm led to that chapter. So for the last 1 2 weeks, I've been pulling out the same card almost every day. So I know in which area I have to sit down and go into that state of Zen mindfulness. So that is very, very helpful. And I have also seen the changes happening because I am changing internally from the mind, from the heart. Everything is changing at a very quick pace. So another thing about Zen mindfulness, we are talking about happiness. So I have just recently, me and my husband decided we are going to buy a smaller house. A lot of people think, why would you buy a smaller house? Where's that investment in that? But that's where our happiness is at this point, because we realize we want to be happy and not be in that rat race. And I have to say, it is through Sekastu and of course a lot of other stuff that we do, meditate and do healing and stuff. But it has come to a point where I'm able to detach from material things. This is
wow,
not important to make me happy. What is important is I'm comfortable, my relationships are valued, I am healthy, and therefore that happiness remains in that state or becomes even higher is something I would just like to share with everyone. So if you have Sekastu, please don't just read it once and keep it aside. Keep going back, keep getting the guidances, because every day will unfold something new for you.
that's so beautiful and very, very well related and narrated, Satya, on this. Yeah, this is also my quite like a routine, like, regularly going back to the Sikastu cards and then going back to the themes and the topics. And though you know what is going to be popping up in the chapter, but yet you want to reread it and read between the lines and yet continue to absorb the Zen energy. It quickly activates your happiness phase, as well as your lights gets beautifully awakened within. There is a lot of sense of positivity that you feel, and of course along with that, when you do the self-healing process guided by the masters, which we have been doing in Mind Scan, which goes about helping us to have a supreme level of experience altogether. our happiness energy remains for a longer period of time. But yes, what you said is so apt, that Zen masters helps us to so well realize that what is needed in a purpose of life to be contented. Yes, while everyone goes about having bigger homes, larger platforms, but based on the sole purpose, based on the level of our understanding and awareness, we also switch and make meaningful shifts to those choices that are so important. Like the way that you said that for your house, you want to have a smaller house, which is exactly in the higher purpose for what you are looking to lead a more, you know, giving life, serving life, and yet where you know that when you go back, you have that shelter that is going to give you so much of protection and the unique level of contentment. Very, very beautiful. And yes, the Sikastu for me, I would also say that, beautifully opened up the way we are appreciating nature and food and giving back to the society. The way we thought that we have given something and we say, oh, I did give, but that was not having value. How to give with value, how to give with an open heart, how to admire nature. Even when you get gifted with a bunch or a bouquet of flowers, how would you go back not just to the person to offer gratitude, to go back to the seed of the origin of the flower, to how to create and craft such a beautiful flower, which you know got transported, created, nurtured from whichever city, whichever country, and until it had to reach your consciousness and space. So imagine the beauty of the nature and how much we can appreciate. So then the list becomes endless, and yet we appreciate everything. And that's also something that I realized, that the energy has beautifully shifted. So thank you, dear. Thank you, everyone. Would also like to read your topics. Onto this aspect about Sikastu, there are four topics on contentment that today the Zen Masters wanted us to deliver. The first of the topic was set your goal. First of all, you need to set your goal. The second is about investing in happiness, which we just covered. We are going to have two more. Of course, the list is endless, but we are going to have Sikastu Mondays every week. So I'm sure you will have more topics further ahead. So yeah, we take up the messages. Good evening, everyone. Happiness is being in harmony within and outside. Thank you, Sandeep. Bernice, happiness is so rich and simple and expansive. So true. Thank you, Zen Masters, for reminding us how to connect deeply to understand this. Bernice, it has to go with me to work every day. This also helps me to, yeah, recall, one of fine team members and teachers of Mindscan when she was doing a community service with students and parents. She did take the Sikastu with her and put them into meditation and mindfulness session with nature and the beauty of the lessons of Zen masters. It was so natural that children were so beautifully drawn towards the connection of the Zen book, and they were all around the Zen book. So yeah, showing the Zen book again. So yeah, there is a natural connection with environment, light, love, and energy of compassion that flows when we connect across with the mindfulness sessions. Going forward, if you have any questions or any further narratives about your personal experiences that you've received, either with the practice of Zen or with the reading of Sikastu or with your personal other experiences, you're perfectly fine to share. The third point that the Zen masters have gone ahead to reveal is to find happiness, we need to practice gratitude. So this is the most important and the third important point. Practicing gratitude for all the big things and the small things that has occurred in your life or that has happened in your life is another great way to experience happiness. We hear people saying that, oh, I want to accomplish this to be happy. This is one thing that is pending in my life. I know when I accomplish that, I would be so, so happy. So that is a materialistic nature of narration. But yet, for every occurrences that we have in our life, the small things, instead of waiting for the big things to occur, what if we can be grateful about all the small things that happens daily in our life? So here, what does the Zen master say? Rather not waiting to experience bigger things, but offering gratitude for your daily smaller experiences is one of the best ways to experience happiness. When you experience the happiness in smaller things, you are building your dosage of strength, vitality, and stamina, and thus you're already communicating with happiness. Did we realize on this topic that when we are practicing gratitude for our smaller things in our life, we are actually communicating with happiness?
Mm.
And this is something again many individuals out there in the society misses out on. How do we communicate with happiness? Okay, I wanted a watch. So I go get it the best place that I wanted. It carried a unique energy. And then my happiness is short lived. Oh, I got what I wanted. But did we know how to communicate with the watch? So this is another way of creating happiness. Anything that you are grateful about, communicate with it. And that means you are communicating with happiness. Thus, it not just helps in the bigger happiness. When we are building on a dosage of vitality, strength, stamina, it is automatically improving our own inner immunity to create that bigger happiness that is meant in a life or a life purpose. We may have a goal or we may not have a goal about it. But yet, what is in the bigger plan as a bigger happiness comes your way when you are able to appreciate smaller things and you are able to offer gratitude and communicating with the happiness that you derive from the smaller things. So be thankful for the countless things that you have in your life. And as you enjoy your bigger happiness and it comes your way, you begin to relate to the understanding that how those small steps led you towards a bigger happiness. So, this is the third topic and the third point of the Zen Masters. So, yes.
Yes, Dr. Pam, as you were talking about, being thankful, being in gratitude for even the smallest thing. So this was way before when I was at university. I was young. But there's one thing my parents always taught me. And then now, when you're just talking about this, I'm reflecting back on those incidences. I used to study in England. So when I got on the bus, the first thing I would do is say thank you to the driver. So the very first time I did it, he looked at me and he smiled. His smile made me smile even more
Mhm.
because it was the smallest thing. But thank you for getting me from point A to point B safely. And that is something then after read I had forgotten this for a while. I would still do it off and on, but after reading the Zen book, I have started being grateful for every little thing. So now when I get on the bus in Singapore, which is if you've been here, you would know it's very crowded, it's always rush, but I still make it a point to get on the bus and say thank you to the driver. So recently when I got on the bus and I said thank you uncle, or thank you for getting me from point A to point B, and he looked at me and said, thank you, you made my day. I was having a very bad day. So in even that gratitude, you bring the happiness to yourself but also to others, and that is how you are serving the lights, because you are spreading the lights to others, and we sometimes don't realize that we are doing this. So if people want a more practical way, just even be thankful for the guy who cleans the rubbish, or takes your garbage and throws it away for you. Even be thankful for that, because of him you have a cleaner environment.
So true, so true. something like this is so mindful for us to relate and understand and realize and practice it in our day-to-day lives. Like when you mention about the garbage, usually what people do is like when they look at such kind of people who are actually serving your society to keep your society free out of all the filth or your environment clear, they actually distance themselves saying that they are dirty. It is so inhumane. No matter how good you may be as otherwise a presenter you would be, but you are not a genuine person when you say, oh, that person works with the trash, so keep the distance away. Or taking for granted, like when being a driver is escorting the commuters towards a particular destination, and people just say, oh, he's just doing his job. But you do not know, just like you, everyone has a unique life. And it is also so important to value everyone. This also clears the biasness, the judgments that human consciousness build against each other, and the false pride, the ego that role plays in the consciousness that I am someone supreme big and maybe the rest are not. We
Mm.
also have to then relate and transform that what a bigger life and a bigger blessing that we have. And this is a very simple approach and attitude that we can serve. Thank you for keeping the society clean. Thank you for taking care of the environment. I wish you all the best. Do let me know how can I help you, or thank you for escorting countless of lives daily in your life purpose. And yet, if you have anything, I am here to help you. So these kind of words, these kind of assurances, and this should really flow from our consciousness of hearts. And then we realize that humanity exists yet in the understanding of compassion and the nurture and the care that we can. So meaningful, Satya. Thank you for sharing, dear.
Thank you, Dr. Pham, for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Just as we are going through this whole happiness and contentment, I was guided to pull out card number 6, so that as the audience, as everyone who's listening in or who will listen in later, gets their heart activated, their mind activated to accept this level of happiness and contentment. With your permission, may I just show the card so everybody can read in the code?
Absolutely, dear. And may you also practice that affirmation
Yeah.
for everyone to connect. Yeah.
I will just read the affirmation so everyone can practice it mindfully. My Zen mission is to serve from the highest purpose of lights. I am blessed with happiness and contentment. My Zen mission is to serve from the highest purpose of lights. I'm blessed with happiness and contentment. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. It is so beautiful. And that pathways, the pathways picture is so unique, leading you towards bliss, happiness, contentment, direction, and goal plans.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Pam.
The final and the most important, or another important step that the Zen masters have guided about finding happiness is, take a guess. Anyone in the audience, take a guess, what could be the fourth step? First was setting a goal, second was investing in happiness, third was practicing gratitude, fourth one, what do you think would it be? Thank you for being so communicative and expressive about the session. Leading it, Bernice, I channeled the lights into my work desk. So beautiful. 3 weeks ago, my work desk has never been so neat, and for a long time, finding better organization and ability to make decisions. So beautiful. Thank you, dear. So there is the inner strength. Happiness is about acceptance, accepting yourself, others, situations, having the belief that divine is there to look after us, being grateful for everything given to us. So beautiful. Okay, thank you for sharing this. Upasna, the topic is surrender. Okay. Then Sharmila ji, the topic is letting go. Then Sandeep, the topic is forgiveness. Okay. Again, Sharmila, detachment and acceptance. Okay. Good attempt. While each of these would definitely help in working towards or creating the energy of happiness or building happiness and resilience for sure. Telmer, strength, representing, absorbing. Yes, but yeah, each of these is are also very very relevant. But in today's topic, the Zen masters have led us about mindful meditation. That is also the most important element for deriving happiness. Zen masters automatically puts our consciousness into the state of being mindful of what you eat, being mindful of what you think, being mindful of appreciating nature, being mindful about the coexistence of the other being in your space, being mindful about the purpose of life and how you can be so grounded, strong, and blooming with beautiful energy just by the practice of being mindful. So this is one of the most and the final step of mindfulness and the technique of connecting with our inner self to create happiness, which has been listed by the Zen masters today. So here the Zen master leads us to understand on the topic of mindfulness, meditation, and alignment. While there are many ways to create and experience happiness, let me direct your attention to the most valuable experience and the way that we generate happiness. It is by mindful meditation. And by practicing the mindful meditation, it keeps you away. How does it help you when you practice mindful meditation? Now, I would like to ask the audience, when you practice regularly the mindfulness meditation, how does it help you? How does it help you in your thoughts?
While we wait for everyone else to share, maybe I'll just share my own. So when it actually helps you to filter your mind, so the thoughts that are important for you, it's there. Whatever else, all the worries, the anxiety, or even the negative thinking that may even come in, like if I do this, oh my god, this is all the people always say weigh the pros and cons, but when you get into that state of I have discovered this for myself, that the negative does not exist anymore. Everything that exists is why these steps should be taken, not
Yeah.
the fears or the worries or the anxiety why I shouldn't take those steps. And as long as it's in the lights, as long as it's guided, it will always give me that sense of calm. Anxiety no longer is part of that makeup. Your mind is not working like an octopus everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
So, so beautiful, Satya. Yeah, this is also part of the content of what Zen Masters actually narrated. You have just read it from the Zen Master's heart.
Thank you.
Yet waiting for the audience. Okay, we take it ahead, and some more insights may come. So, what does the Zen masters lead you to realize is regular practice of mindfulness, alignment with mindfulness techniques, some of which or many of which are also given in your Seikastu book, is by helping you to declutter your mind or filtering your minds. So, when you filter your mind, you are actually releasing those energies of thoughts which are irrelevant for you, when which also means negative thoughts, negative thinking pattern, and which all those things which are unhealthy or which is not leading towards your productive growth or realization stages or your positive energy, and so too your levels of growth that you can grow by being mindful. The steps and the techniques to grow is by tuning inwards, by connecting with our mindfulness states. Every being can practice mindfulness. It also helps in the cultivation of positive, higher quality thoughts. When thoughts are positive, when it is in lights, it generates happiness, everlasting happiness. So beautiful. So enjoying the spirit of happiness whole through the week as you generate your own inner happiness is one of the best ways towards going ahead with your life and creating healthier energy and states for you. And one of the best ways, yet again, is to get a copy for yourself, a book for yourself of Seikastu, which is available on Amazon in or else on the sites of Mindscan. One of the key reasons I realized that why Zen masters, also reached out to me to write this book is that, through this writing of Sikastu, the guidances of the Zen masters automatically activates the inner happiness of a reader, of a individual who goes through the content of activities, to-do lists, and keeping a check on the checklist that are like the pointers towards what you're needing to be doing in your day-to-day life. And as you do this, it activates the happiness energy automatically of that of the reader who is reading it. So when the happiness is activated, comes the next aspect of Seikastu. The Seikastu title has a subtitle, as you're aware, the quintessence of enlightenment. So when you activate your happiness energy within, you are activating the quintessence of your own personal enlightenment. Is what I understood. So this has been a great, day to day going with Sikastu live, and Sikastu experience of writing has been so beautiful, as you know, Satya. When you got the book and the work for the edit, and it was so transforming you within, where it helped you to prioritize what is your purpose in life and how beautifully you are serving the society as a practitioner, as a teacher, as a coach, as a guide, as a wellness member whose interest is to free those beings who are needing the lights and who may be having darknesses or unaddressed traumas or emotions within this space, but just how beautifully with the words, with the healing powers, the techniques, you are transforming lives. So may
Thank you,
this go
Dr.
with
Pam.
many, many in the universe to find their purpose.
But I would also like to add, when Sikastu came to me for the edit, so at that time there was a medical scare. It would scare anyone, right? But it was Sikastu that kept me grounded. There was not a single day that my mind went into that negative, oh, something bad is going on. Yes, the healings were being done. Of course, I was in complete surrender. But the human mind, I haven't reached the level of Buddha where I can completely, detach and be in that state. So that fear did come in, but Sekastu taught me to let go of that fear and to completely trust and surrender. So, that whole state that it brought me, because in any other circumstance, for example, maybe we can talk about maybe even 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, would I have been able to edit the book having heard that kind of medical news? No, it would not have been possible. But it came into my hands at the right time, at the right moment, because it kept me going, it kept me grounded, and it kept all negativity out, not even at bay at the borders. It was completely thrown out of my life. So thank you for the opportunity to even edit the book. So thank you, Dr. Pam.
Thank you, Satya. So yeah, crafting happiness and contentment is for a pathway to a healer, a healthier life. So I'm guided to read one of the Zen affirmation and prayer of mission before we can complete this Sekas 2 live session. And one of the checklist points, uh, rather two of the checklist points. One is, did you go slow today? That is the first. You have to your answer if it is affirmative, which means yes, you have accomplished your first date very, very beautifully. And the second checklist is, what's one thing you would like to change about yourself, which would forever influence your happiness and contentment ratio? I repeat this question. What's one thing you would like to change about yourself, which would forever influence your happiness and contentment ratio? So I'm sure you have found that answer. Yet let's all participate in the Zen activity affirmation a 2 minute guided mindful affirmation and meditation, which will set the pace for you to go ahead for a beautiful, thriving, happy week ahead. We are so happy to keep coming back every Monday. Reconnect back with the code of Pathways, please. Know that you represent this dot. The pathway is what you choose, right? The affirmation of this has already been read out to you by by Satyavati as she drew this card of Seikastu. Yet, let me take you to the affirmation that is given in the Zen Masters book Seikastu, the quintessence of enlightenment, that is available on India in the Amazon platform, in India in Amazon platform and worldwide. Should they want to have their copy, they can write to us, and it is available on Mindscan platform. Yet, for joining me in this mindfulness session of 1 to 3 minutes, I will quickly ask you to close your eyes, to breathe ease, and beautifully connect with the presence that you are seated underneath a beautiful tree of lights, a tree of enlightenment, tree where breeze is flowing, wind is blowing, a tree from where the petals and the fruits are beautifully coming and falling onto the lap of your consciousness, gently letting you know that you are being loved, you are being supported, and the Mother Nature is gifting you the light energy to grow, for you to relate and realize that your life, your life's purpose, your present in this life is all very valuable. It has a meaning, it definitely has a big purpose, and happiness is one of the most important equation and energy to participate in this purpose and the vision you may create, goals you may set, but being happy is important. And when you are becoming happier, you are contributing to the universe. So as you're seated underneath this beautiful tree, my beautiful children participating in this, observe that the Mother Earth is right ahead, in front of your heart chakra, and you are emitting positivity, you're emitting lights, you're emitting gratitude, you're emitting happiness beautifully into the Mother Earth. And you affirm to the Mother Earth, Divine Mother Earth, I give this to you now and always. I am a child of lights. As you further give, aligning with the mindful affirmation, I am aware of my life flowing. This is the affirmation and the prayer of mission guided by the Zen masters. I am aware of my life flowing with the passage of day and new time. With the passage of day and new time, I am getting enriched and know that my life has a definite purpose and mission. As the lights are going from your heart into the Mother Earth, you now begin to realize that lights are flowing back into your heart from Mother Earth. You are getting enriched, knowing that your life has a purpose and mission. Now, further flowing ahead as a journey through the lights, as a journey through the lights, my life is becoming more stronger a journey through the lights. My life is becoming more stronger, and the many plans are getting unfolded, and the many plans are getting unfolded. Into this you proclaim, into this you affirm. I am strong to participate in the plan. I am strong to participate in the plan as I am serving the lights. I am a child of lights. This affirmation, the energy, the lights that you have delivered to the Mother Earth, may it keep blessing you for this entire week and help you to realize of your plan, purpose, vision, make you more stronger, and may you find time engaging in your happiness. Invest in yourself. Thank you, Zen Masters, bringing your consciousness beautifully back into your body, into your energy. And open your eyes and ensure to drink some water. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Pam. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on screen with you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Lots of love. Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone. Do share the work of the lights ahead. Thank you.